Assalamu alaikum. So, am I live? I think so. All right. So today I am going to be talking about accepting your child into making them a success story. Okay. So before that, I would like to introduce myself. If you are new to our group or in my space, I am Dr. Tasnuva. I am the founder and CEO of Autism Success Academy and also a leading autism transformation expert and mom serenity activist. So what do I mean by transformation? For me and for those of us inside this community, we believe that autism has a lot of inspired action to it. Autism has a lot of ability. It's not going to be a disability. We can empower it. We can make our kids as successful as the child is destined to be, or as successful as the child has potential to be. Okay, so helping your child achieve those success can be achieved, can be helped, can be supported when you love and accept your child. So today I'm going to be talking about how loving your child and accepting his autism can actually help your child become the best version of himself, or become the best version of herself. So assalamu alaikum. If you are here, let me know where you are from. Let us know about a little detail about your son or daughter if they are on the spectrum, and let's dive into today's topic. I won't be taking too long today because I will be, it's summer and we have a lot of activities planned all throughout the day. So I'll jump straight back into the topic. The first thing, today's episode, I am going to be discussing in three major areas. The first one is how loving and accepting your child actually helps your child. Number two that I will be discussing is how not to confuse acceptance with letting go of the responsibility that you have towards your child, because a lot of us actually confuse accepting autism and just doing nothing about it. Okay, and the third point that I'm going to be talking about is how I'll give you ways and teach you how you can actually love and accept your child to make sure that your child has all the support he or she needs to be able to thrive, not just survive. Okay, so you don't have to stay inside, just stay with me in the live, and that will be good enough. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to be tackling today is how loving and accepting your child actually helps. Okay, here's an example. If let's say you are sowing a plant, okay, and then you are not watering the plant, you are not weeding out the grounds, you are just barely taking care of the plant, do you think that plant is going to survive and give you all the nice fruits and vegetables that it can? No, right? Everything in this world that we come across needs love, attention to be able to thrive, not just survive. Another example. Let's say I give you an I give you an exam, and you are like, no, I don't want to take that exam. I am not prepared for the exam. Give me an easier topic. I haven't read about it. Do you think you can take the exam and be successful in that? Is it possible to get A+ without sitting in the exam? Is it possible? Please answer this question. Is it possible to get A*, A+, or A in any exam without sitting for the exam, without accepting the exam? It's not possible. Okay, so the same thing goes for you and your child. First time when your child gets diagnosed, or maybe your child is showing a lot of struggles, a lot of regressive behaviors, the first thing that we do is we do not accept what's going on. We try to avoid the pain. We try to avoid everyone else. Maybe somebody is telling you that your child needs help, your child is a little backward and whatnot, but you are like, no, nothing is wrong, he will get well, or he will come up. But then what happens is the problem does not go away. By keeping your eyes closed, the problem doesn't go away. By not accepting your child's diagnosis, the problem doesn't go away. So a lot of the time what I see is the moms are the one who has to struggle, who has to keep trying and doing everything. The fathers are not that much, maybe on par, maybe not accepting. So the first step always for any part of your life, for anything that you want to be successful in, you have to accept that challenge. If you do not accept the challenge, it's not a challenge. It's not anything that you can take part in, because you have to accept the situation and then only you can rectify the situation. If you do not accept the situation and accept your responsibility, then you cannot go forward in trying to solve the problem. Do you understand what I mean? Can you get me? So the first thing that actually I teach my own students inside when they're inside our program is this. If you are coming to me thinking that you are bringing a neurodiverse kid and then I am going to be changing your neurodiverse kid into a neurotypical, you are wrong. You should not be in this community. You definitely should not be working with us. We help the mother, the father, and we help the community by trying to understand the need of your child, the need of an autism child, the need of an autistic kid. Okay? So by accepting and loving your child for who he is, for what his brain is, for the capacity he has at this moment, you can actually give the child a lot of support, emotional, mental, psychological support, so that the child can feel safe. If a child cannot feel safe in the environment because the mother doesn't love or understand the child or accept the struggle, the father doesn't understand or accept the struggle, the people around him or her doesn't understand him, then what happens is that child is always under stress. The child's nervous system is always under stress. And when a child's brain is already kind of blocked, kind of struggling, then all the additional stress lowers the capacity of the brain to learn new things. One of the first reasons why your child is not progressing well is because he is not supported well, because he is not understood well enough, he is not given what he actually need, because there are a lot of misconceptions, misunderstanding regarding autism kids or regarding neurodiverse kids in general. Okay? So of course, all the time start with loving and accepting your child for who he is, because if you don't accept autism, you cannot help your child survive. You cannot help your child to thrive. All you can help is survive and, survive yourself, or just help your child to survive day by day. What we believe and what we see all the time is when the parents accept the challenge that, okay, my son has a condition, and if I don't give him the proper support, the condition will go worse. The struggle will go worse. The struggle will become more intense and more hard on everybody in the family. Then the best thing is to sit down, accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you, and work on that. Because if you do not accept, you will not want to work on that. If you do not accept your child's condition, you cannot work on him. It's not possible. Okay, I'm sorry. So as I was saying, when I first saw my son struggling, when Muhammad was extremely struggling, super nonverbal, not eating, not sleeping, not pooping, and very much angry and whatnot, I always kept on saying, okay, I came to Canada, and then now it's the government's responsibility to take care of my son. I don't know how to take care of him. I don't know how to go through with all the things because he doesn't understand me. I don't understand him. So I'll just wait for the doctors. I'll just wait for the government. I'll just wait for the system to tell me what I should do. That was actually me not accepting the challenge because I was super scared. Because I'm a neurodiverse myself, I know how painful it is to be a neurodiverse kid when people don't understand you. I remember it all so clearly because even now at the age of 35, I still struggle with people understanding my point of view, the way I deliver things, the way I, behave, the way I understand and express myself. So when I was given the exam of raising a kid on the spectrum, I got scared, just like you are. Maybe you are super scared, you're super exhausted, you're super anxious. You think you don't have the capacity, you don't know, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the expertise. Guess what? Nothing matters. If you are not a doctor, if you are not a scientist, if you are not a nutritionist, it doesn't matter. The first thing that matters is you are his mom or dad. The first thing that matters is you love your child to the best abilities that you have. For example, your child is actually a uncut diamond. Everybody, including you, is thinking this diamond is just a, stone. It doesn't have any, it may be a piece of glass. But do you know how diamonds become diamond? Diamonds become diamond when we cut the diamond into specific shapes. And a diamond is, the origin of a diamond is what? Coal. Koila theke diamond hoy. So what your child now is an uncut diamond. He has all the potentiality to be successful in life if you believe in that. A lot of the parents, especially the male parts, usually what happens is they think once they get the child labeled as autistic, they feel like, oh, there's nothing more to do. Let me just send him off to a special school. And then when he's at home, keep him inside a room, not allow anybody else to see, and then I'm good to go. What you are doing is you are torturing your child if you are not accepting him for what he is. Yes, he breaks things. Yes, he bites you. Yes, he bites himself. Yes, he fights. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't understand you. Yes, he is like a robot. But guess what? He is still a baby. He is still a child who needs you to understand him. And I will be teaching you how you can do that if you stay until the end of today's episode, okay? So stick with me. I'll show you everything that you need to learn to be able to love and accept your challenge and help your child become the best version of himself, okay? So stay with me. So as I was saying, the first step is to love and accept your child for who he is, because that's the only way you can take on the challenge, you can take on the exam. Nobody in this world can become first or can become successful or can become, can achieve A+, A* by not sitting down for the exam. So you are given an exam, accept the exam, bring your resourcefulness to it. What is resourcefulness? Resourcefulness is not just having resources. Maybe you have money, but you are still not resourceful. Maybe you have time, but you are still not resourceful unless you know how to use the resources. You need to know what to do, how to do it, especially for your child, specific condition. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to understand what is keeping your child stuck. Why is he behaving the way he is behaving? And also think it this way. Just because your child has a neurodiverse brain does not mean he stopped becoming a human. Human brain works the same way. Human brain learns the same way, whatever type of brain your child has. Whatever type of brain your child has. Neurotypical, neurodiverse, doesn't really matter. Apple or Samsung, doesn't really matter. Both are smartphones, both can do the job if you know how to use it. My husband has been trying his best to shift me from Android to iPhone, but I keep on saying it's hard for me to deal with. Even though he wants to gift me, and I'm like, no, please don't give me an iPhone because I don't know how to use it. That's what I feel. But does that mean, just because I don't feel comfortable in iPhone, does that mean iPhone is not easy to use? Is that true? Of course not. Thousands and millions of people in the world love iPhone, love Apple products. So you might not love, you might not understand Apple, but that does not mean Apple products are wrong. That does not mean Apple products are not successful. So for you to understand and love your child will actually make him successful. Do you get me what I'm saying? Please let me know in the comment if you're understanding what I'm saying. Because if you do not interact with me, I will feel like I'm just speaking in the ether. I can see you guys watching me because I see a lot of my students, Marzi Apu, Afroza Apu, Salma Apu, and then also kind of like a friend, Rana. How are you doing? How are you all doing? Let me know in the comments, how are you all doing? Okay. So when the day I actually took on the responsibility, the day that I took on the responsibility, thank you, Apu, was the day when everything changed. That day, the day I took on the responsibility that enough, I accept the challenge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, আমি 2 রাকাত নফল নামাজ পড়েছিলাম যেদিন আমি ডিসাইড করেছিলাম enough is enough. I prayed 2 rakat and then I said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you made me a neurodiverse and you gave me a lot of trauma, you gave me a lot of struggle, but I was able to overcome them because I had faith in me and I had faith in you that you will always guide me through. So this time I have another challenge that you gave me. You gave me a non-verbal son who doesn't understand me, who doesn't understand the world, who doesn't understand anything. And I myself don't know how to help him. So please help me understand my son. Please help me give the support, the energy, the strength that I need to able to overcome those. That was the day when I took on, accepted him for who he was. Because until I was not accepting him, I was not working on him properly. I was just like you, waiting for someone else to solve the problem, to solve the trauma, to help the child. Nobody else can help your child unless you help your child. And just recently, before I came on live, I was actually reading through some of the one of our community member posted something about a food, and then there were other people saying they don't understand and blah 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 and stuff like that. So there will be a lot of people around you misguide you. Don't allow others to misguide you. They themselves have their own stuff to deal with. You are not responsible for others. You are responsible for only yourself and your children. Only your life and your children until they are until a certain age. And then you are not responsible for them also. Okay? So that was my part about how you can love and accept your child. The second point that I'm going to be talking about now is how not to confuse acceptance with letting go of responsibility. I think that's the, let me get some water. I think that's a lot of the problem with a lot of our parents, because what we do is we think if we accept, I see it all the time because I have a lot of following in Instagram. I have, alhamdulillah, about 1,500 of you in our group, Autism Success Academy. Then I have thousands of friends in my own personal profile. So I come across a lot of parents every day. Okay? Parents from all walks of life, parents from all genders, race, country, background, religion. Okay? So what I see is this. Some parents feel like if I accept my child, then I accept what he is and then I let him be. ও যেমনে আছে যা করতেছে ঠিক করতেছে আমার আর কিছু করার নাই. That's not being accepting actually. That is not taking the responsibility. Accepting your child does not mean accepting his struggles and not working on it. আপনার বাচ্চাকে accept করা doesn't mean ওর struggle গুলাকে আপনি solve করার চেষ্টা করবেন না. It does not mean that. বাচ্চাকে accept করা মানে হচ্ছে গিয়ে ওকে একটা চ্যালেঞ্জ দেওয়া হয়েছে, এবার আমি ওকে ঘষা মাজা স্টার্ট করব, নিজের উপর কাজ করব, বাচ্চার উপর কাজ করব, যাতে করে ও একটা ডায়মন্ড হয়ে বের হয়ে আসতে পারে. Accepting is not to be confused with lack of responsibility. So what is lack of responsibility? Lack of responsibility was when my example, okay? Lack of responsibility was when I was waiting for everybody else to take care of my child and not myself. That was lack of responsibility. My child, my life is 100% my responsibility. Your child, your life is 100% your responsibility. Nobody else has the responsibility, just for yourself. So accepting, what happens is when I accept my child, I will accept his struggle and not really help. So another thing, when your child is not eating healthy food and you just allow him to do what he wants, it's not understanding your child and accepting your child. What you are doing is you are not trying to fight for his health. A lot of you might be angry with me right now. Maybe you will leave some very harsh comments. And it took me a lot of inner work. It took me a lot of clearing, a lot of emotional therapy, mental work to gain this courage and to gain this confidence to come to you and say this, that when you love your child, you want to help your child be successful, not just survive. When you love yourself, you want to become successful yourself, not just survive. And another thing, if you don't love yourself, you cannot love your child also. You cannot love anyone else in the world. What you will be is just a kolosh, an empty shell of a body. Because how we were raised, our past, our trauma, the way we were raised, all accumulates and actually teaches us how we parent our kids. If your parents beat the shit out of you, you will also be a parent who will beat the shit out of your child. Unless you actively accept and let go and make up this decision that no, I am not going to be touching my son in the wrong way. I was beaten a lot by my mom. But when I had my kids, I promised to myself consciously and subconsciously. That's how it works actually. Your conscious brain is 5%, your subconscious brain is 95%. So even if you consciously make a decision, if your subconscious, some of my students are so wrong at times. Okay. So if your subconscious does not accept something, you cannot actually go through and work with that. It's not possible. Because the 95% of your mind will hold you back, will not allow you to move forward if you don't believe that it's possible for you. So I had to work on a lot of my subconscious beliefs, change a lot of my patterns, belief system, thought patterns. And then I was able to make the decision that even though Muhammad makes me super angry, I am never going to hit him. And alhamdulillah, I don't. Because he doesn't make me that angry. Because I understand him. When I see him being a child, I accept him that he is a child. He will make me very angry. He will make me exasperated. He will make me exhausted. That's his job. A child's job is to just be a child. Let him be a child. The number one problem that we do is when we grow adult, we forget how our childhood was. You forget when you become old, an adult, that how your brothers, your sisters, your mother or your father's boka, scolding, hitting, affected your child, yourself. So you keep on, because year after year after year, all of those people saying you things, you accept them, okay, like a robot. So we have actually become robots of the system. It can be a religious system, it can be cultural system, Muslim religion, culturally maybe Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Southeast Asia, that's a cultural norm. It can also be financial norms. Bor lokera ekrokom attitude kore, goribra ekrokom attitude kore, ami gorib, ami middle class. A lot of our beliefs and thought patterns stems from who we believe we are. If you believe that you are a responsible person, you will actually make sure that you take on full responsibility of everything in your life. But if you believe that you are irresponsible, because sometimes what happens, we are told by our parents, by everyone, like, hey, you are an irresponsible person. So maybe year after year, people kept telling you you are irresponsible. You accept subconsciously 95% that you are irresponsible. So you're like, guess what? I am already responsible. So why go forward with all the responsibilities when I'm already irresponsible? Another example. Why try to change because my son's brain, my daughter's brain, because he's or she's already autistic? We are not about changing the brain. We are not torturing the child's brain to become something else. What we are trying is helping the child understand his needs, communicate his needs, take care of himself, become independent, be able to speak, be able to go to school, be able to get job, be able to marry, get kids, have a life and be successful. So if your child is super stressed, super exhausting, super not understanding anything, then your child needs help. And most of you are already trying to help. Congratulations, you are already trying to help. So might as well, since you are already helping your child, might as well today, just today, before you go to sleep or after this episode, sit with your, books and a pen and journal. I teach this to my students all the time. Journaling is very much essential because when we write, our subconscious mind gets a voice. Because when you are writing, stream of consciousness is a way of writing. That means ja mathay ashbe, jebhabe ashbe, katchat na kore, without any sort of reviewing. Just keep on writing. Just keep on writing, and then read what you have written. You will be astonished. I promise you, you will be astonished by finding out how many beliefs and blocks and shitty stuff that you have inside of you and what's holding you back. Trust me, I have seen it all the time, every day, with all the students that I worked with all the kids that I have worked with and are working with. Okay? So please do not confuse accepting your child as letting go of the responsibility. Accepting your child is accepting the challenge, because when you accept the challenge, your subconscious gives you the permission to work through that. And when your subconscious gives you permission to work through that, you start seeing solution in front of you. Otherwise, solution might be right in front of your face and you will still not see the solution, because you are too much involved in your pain. You know what? A lot of mom DMs me, personally messages me, sometimes writes in the group. I do direct them to the solution, But a lot of the parents, a lot of the mom don't see the solution. I tell them the solution. I say them what they should do. Whether they want to work with me or not doesn't matter. I give them the solution, but they don't follow that. Why? Because the 95% of the brain, of the mind, has not accepted the challenge. So your fight is not to change your son from abnormal to normal. Your child is not abnormal. Your child's behavior is a little abnormal. What do I mean by abnormal? Abnormal is something that is not following the normal pattern and standards set by the society, not by you, not by me, by the society, by thousands of years. হাজার হাজার বছর ধরে যেসব রুল সেট করা হয়েছে by আমাদের পূর্বপুরুষ, those are the thing that is the norm. Those are the thing we think as normal, and those are the thing that we should follow. Not always. Not always. Okay? So please do not confuse accepting your child as just letting go of, let him be what he wants to be. It's not like that. Because if you let your child who doesn't understand danger to play with a knife, what will happen? Tell me. You love your child. You accept your child. So your child has a knife. He is playing. My child has a knife, playing with a knife. Let me just accept him playing with the knife. What will happen? He will cut himself or somebody else. So loving your child is not same as letting go of all the things that he needs to work on. Loving your child means you are loving him, you are accepting him, you are loving the challenges, you are accepting the challenges. And when you love and accept a challenge, it does not become a struggle. You will have more energy when you love the challenge. Let's say when you are watching Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi or any soap, the time goes by, right? When you are chatting with a friend you love, time goes by. You don't remember how fast the time flows. Because you are loving and accepting that thing that you are doing. So when you love and accept your child, the whole journey becomes easy. When you love and accept your child's condition, the whole journey becomes easy. Because when human body, human brain, human heart loves something, it becomes easy. I'm not saying you don't love your child. Please don't confuse that. আমাকে ভুল বুঝেন না, আমি বলতেছি না যে আপনি আপনার বাচ্চাকে লাভ করেন না। What I am saying is আপনি আপনার বাচ্চার অটিজমটাকে লাভ করতে হবে। You have to love the autism, you have to love and accept the brain that your child has to be able to work with that. If you hate cooking, you cannot be a chef. If you hate running, you cannot be bold. You cannot be an athlete. If you hate reading, writing, you cannot be a Humayun Ahmed. You cannot be Shakespeare. For you to become somebody and successful in that, you have to love that thing. Do you see the point now? When you love and accept, that's when every solution starts coming to you. And your child is hungry for your love and acceptance, just like you are. We are social beings. We crave others to understand us. The 6 core needs of human. Number 1 is the need for consistency. Number 2 is the need for variety. Number 3 is the need for significance. Number 4 is the need for love and acceptance. Number 5, growth. And number 6, contribution. So all human, whether they are abnormal or normal, every human being, every living organism needs love, needs acceptance. So when you love your child and give your child the significance he needs, then your child starts flourishing. একটা সুন্দর ফুলের মতন ফুটতে থাকবে। ও যদি এখন আপনার লাইফ টানা টানা বানায় ফেলে, That's because, first of all, you're not accepting that he has autism. What you are doing is you're trying to push into him changing. You do not need to change the brain in a way that, I hope I'm not confusing you. What you have to do is accept your child the way he is, but also help him improve. Because even a child who understands things, we need to parent them, we need to guide them, right? Let's say you took your child for a meeting somewhere, and then your child starts using the leg to make sound against the chair. What will you say? Don't do that. You keep on reminding the child to not make sound with his leg, right? Because you are trying to improve him. So loving my child and accepting my child won't be, see, he's making sound with his leg, it's so cute. That's not loving and accepting, that's spoiling. You see the point? আমরা কনফিউজ করে ফেলি কখন আমরা বাচ্চাকে স্পয়লিং করতেছি, কখন আমরা বাচ্চাকে অ্যাকসেপ্ট করতেছি আর লাভ করতেছি. So for you, you have to love and accept your child so that you can work through the struggles. You can help him understand the world, because you have to love and accept your child. You have to understand your child's need, and then only you can keep on working for that. Okay? Now the third point. কিভাবে এই সবগুলো কাজ করবেন? How can you accept your child and love your child so that you can work through him? Okay. I think you already know to some extent how you can do that. Loving and accepting is not it's a feelings. It comes from your heart. Nobody can force you to love someone if you don't want to love someone. Let's say your favorite movie star is Shah Rukh Khan and you absolutely hate Salman Khan. Me, I don't like Salman Khan. So if my husband, who loves Salman Khan, keeps on saying like, if you love me, wifey, then you have to love Salman Khan, I might act like, yeah, Salman is so hot and so cute and whatnot, but actually, will I be really loving him? That's a stupid example, I know, but it's actually something I can think of right now. Coming live is not actually easy. You guys might think like I have written down everything. No, I don't write my scripts. I just write down few points and I let myself speak from the truth that I feel in the instant moment. Okay? So pardon me if the examples are not too classy or not too cool, but I just try to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. So loving and accepting your child, nobody can actually teach you to do that. It has to come from inside. Okay? What I can teach you is this. When you accept autism, then autism does not feel to you like a burden. When the child does not feel like a burden, you will feel more energy, you will have more focus and clarity. When your brain has focus and clarity and your muscle has strength to fight, all the journey becomes easy. And then you can actually find out ways to help your child much better. Is it landing right for you? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you already love your child. What you are having struggle is loving the way he is. It's hard when your child is not easy to handle. It's hard to not get angry and frustrated. I understand you. I was there. I was suicidal because nobody understood my needs and my child's need, and I was just left in a room alone in a new country during pandemic, during the 8-month-long snowstorm in Canada, and I kept on waiting for others to pull me out of my misery. Nobody can pull you out of your misery. Let me give you another example. I love this cup. I use this cup for a lot of my example of my students. Okay. So let's say this is a well, a kua. This is a well, kua. And you are inside this kua. Okay? আপনি এটার ভিতরে পড়ে গেছেন, আপনি সাঁতরাচ্ছেন, you are swimming, you cannot breathe, you are literally dying. And you expect somebody to dive you inside the kua. You are expecting somebody to dive with you inside this water. Is that possible? Or is it a normal thing to even ask? No. Others will not dive in your pain. Okay? So let's say, rather than, if you are a swimmer, you will understand. When you fall in the water, you have to accept that, okay, I have fallen in the water, now what? I cannot struggle. If I struggle, then I will actually die. আমি ডুবে যাব. Because when you struggle against water, you get tired fast. You cannot actually swim. So how do we swim? If you want to swim, you have to learn to accept and love water first. I could not be a swimmer because I am extremely scared of water. নদী পুকুরকে আমি প্রচন্ড ভয় পাই, যে কারণে আমি সুইমিং শিখতে পারি না. That's another story, I'll tell you another day. So now you are inside this kua, inside this well, trying your best to survive. And I keep on saying from here, hey, stop struggling, just relax. You will not die. If you don't have a clear brain, you will feel like I am just laughing at you. But if you are a swimmer, you already know struggling will not help you swim. Relaxing your body will actually help you float. Do you know that? পানিতে পড়ে গেলে, আপনি সাঁতার জানেন না, আপনি পানিতে পড়ে গেছেন, তখন যদি আসলে আপনি রিল্যাক্স হয়ে যান, তখন কিন্তু আপনি ভাসবেন, আপনি ডুববেন না. আপনি তখনই ডুববেন যখন আপনি এমন করতে থাকবেন, হাতড়াতে থাকবেন, পানিকে ট্রিট করা থাকবেন, তখন আপনি ডুবে যাবেন. You get the point? You will sink down when you are struggling with the water. If you want to swim and if you want to float in the water, you need to relax, stay calm, and then you will be floating. Nobody actually can make you sink, because human body is made in that way that when we relax, that's when solution comes hitting at the door. So now I am telling you, hey, relax, and then your body will start floating. So now you like, okay, take a deep breath with me now. So you relax, you accept autism, you accept the struggle, you relax, and now I am giving you this. Now swim back. Now you can hold on to this, the rope, and then you can come to dry ground. Do you understand now? There will be solution in front of you all the time, but you will not see if you are too much married in pain, if you are too much married in survival. I hope this example was just good enough for you to accept and understand and love your child, because you cannot swim unless you love and accept the water. If you are fearful of the water, you can never be a swimmer. If you are fearful of the sweat, you can never be an athlete. If you are fearful of the muscle pain, you cannot go to gym. You cannot lose weight. It's as easy as that. I hope this was example enough. I wanted to make it short, but then as usual, I made it pretty long. I hope you got as much knowledge and understanding out of this episode like all others. If you are watching this on any other platform except the group, then please follow us, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps me. Share this episode with other moms and other dads who are struggling, because guess what? Loving yourself is also loving your neighbors. Loving yourself is also loving your another autism parent. So if you love yourself, and you definitely can survive all of this and thrive, I pray for you all the time. There is always a rope. I have sent it to you. I am holding on to that, to you. You have to first relax, accept, love, and then you will have the mental capacity, the mental clarity, and everything that you need, because solution is always there. You just don't see it. Solution is always there, you just don't see it. Okay? With that being said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Walaikum assalam. How are you? I'm fine, right? Thank you for hopping on. So if you have joined in late, please come back and rewatch this episode as many times as you need, because this episode will change your life. Definitely. I'll see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.